What's going on, everybody? Today I'm going to be repairing dent number 1 and dent number 2, along with a few other things that we need to button up from the last video, Drifting the Plains 1. We got a little aggressive, had a couple of dings and dents here and there. I have to reattach the front bumper to the fenders. It busted loose on both sides, and I'm going to adjust the ride height in the front just a little bit, just to kind of try and solve some of that tire rubbing on the fender. It's kind of doing a little bit of damage here, and we don't want that. So we're going to address those couple of things real quick, hopefully make this a quick, snappy video, and get some stuff situated before we go out and test the car again. So when we look at dent number 1 in the driver door, it's kind of a couple spots. Back here isn't really dented so much. It's mainly right here. If you can kind of look from the side, it's kind of caved in, maybe a couple inches. But because we have door bars in here, we should be able to pop this out, because I had to gut the doors, get this slammed out from this side. It should come out hopefully pretty easy and not mess up the paint too bad. I did wait a little while, so hopefully it's not going to be really bad for the paint. If it is, not that big of a deal, but we should be able to just pop in with a dead blow rubber hammer right here and hopefully not cause more damage than what there already is up on this door. Now for dent number 2, I don't know if I'll be able to just slam it out from where it's sitting or if I need to fully remove the fender. It's just a few bolts on the inside of the hood right there, and then a couple in the bottom. And I don't remember if I just used self-tappers. Yeah, right on the bottom to secure it. Just the old bolts and hardware that was under there rusted and snapped. So I just self-tapped it, pretty easy. If I want to take it all the way off, I can. I don't think I'll have to, because you can access everything right inside underneath the fender. And then as for attaching this back on here, I'm going to try and lift this back up into position after I get this dent pulled out, and then hopefully be able to zip tie that back in place. I have it set up to where it can just kind of flop, and then there's a couple of bolts that hold the bumper on completely right underneath the hood on here, so it can't just go flying off. It'll break loose, and then it'll hang on those 4 bolts up on the top. Well, let's give this a try. Got this rubber dead blow. See if we can get this thing to pop out real quick. Up a little bit. Some more. Pretty good up on this front side, but back here it's a little rippled. But there's the brace for the window is in here, so I don't know if I can get a good swing at that. Otherwise I'll have to stick something else in here. Let's see. I'll have to figure out how to hold this in place and then hit it with a hammer on the back of the handle. Hold it with my toes. That helps a little bit. I don't think I'll be able to get this higher one, because there's the door brace goes right across where this crease in the door is. I think this is gonna have to stay unless I can get a bar up underneath. I think my crow foot might fit. Maybe. I'll give it a couple more taps here anyways. A lot better. Farther down. Much better. Now it's not quite so caved in. The door is still sagging though. I haven't messed with the hinges up front. I don't know if the hinges are twisted or tweaked. A lot better than it was. That's the nice thing about having door bars and gutted doors. Just reach right in there, smack it up. All right, I'll give you a little bit closer look. This was caved in right here. Now I got that popped out. basically right where those 2 tire marks are. It's pushed completely in. You can still see it right up here. It's still dipped in, but right there, it's underneath this brace, right underneath where the glass comes down. So I can't get at the back or the outer side of that panel. That little dent's gonna stick around for a little bit unless I can get some other kind of tool up underneath that brace. Not super concerned with that. That's very minor compared to what it was before. So we're gonna leave that alone. It's much better. Now we'll hop up to the front, tackle this front fender. Really floppy where it's sitting right now, so I might have to go ahead and just pull it completely off. But we're gonna take both front tires off of here. We're gonna add a little bit of preload and maybe 1/4 of an inch of ride height, like adding it. So we're gonna go up a little bit, just to try and make a little bit more clearance for the top of the fender here. See if we can get this thing to roll out a little better so that it's not crunching and rubbing. Because there's some rubbing marks right on the outside of the tire. You don't want to cut these tires. You don't want any rubbing while you're trying to drive or drift. So we'll get this all situated, figured out, and fixed. Since this is nice and accessible with the fender completely off of here, I'm just going to adjust the preload and ride height right now and just get it done on this side. Then I'll just have to hop over there and match it over there, and then we'll go ahead and pound out that dent from the fender. The ride height and everything is adjusted. Now I'm going to move on to smacking this dent out. Kind of thought of a couple of different ways. I could try and lay a block or something, or do it on this foam knee pad type of thing, but I also have this thing called a moon mat. So got this a long time ago. You can lay out on the grass on it, whatever. I use it to change my tires because it takes a lot of shock out of it, and then your wheels don't hit the concrete or hit the dirt or anything. So we're going to use that as kind of a soft backer for what I'm going to do with this. There's some dents already in here and whatnot, so it's not that big of a deal. I already had to repair this once and stitch weld this fender back together. So it's already not the prettiest fender, so I'm really not that concerned with how it completely turns out, as long as we can get that dent out, kind of make it look kind of curved. So basically just gonna hold this right up to where it's sitting there like that, give it some wax and massage it around from the outside to go in, and hopefully it doesn't kink and ripple on the middle of that dent. Perfect. There's some scuffs and whatnot from rubbing on this, so I'll be able to kind of polish and rub that off a little bit. Again, it's already not a perfect fender. I think that's gonna basically do it for this dent. If I pound on it more, it's just gonna put more ripples in it than it needs to be. You can kind of see. Not the best, but it's not the worst. At least it's not caved in. Maybe I'll massage it and play with it a little bit more. I think for now, that's gonna do it. Now we'll get this thing put back in there, get the bumper kind of re-secured to this with some zip ties in the front, get the wheel back on, check the alignment. We should be able to go out for a test day coming this Wednesday actually, or for you guys, it's already gonna be come and gone, but July 2nd is a Wednesday night drift. We're gonna go out, test a little bit. I'm going to try out the car, freeing the car up so it's not so gripped up, try and run a smaller tire in 3rd gear and see if it can work a little bit better than just hanging out on red line in 2nd gear with a bigger tire. Alright, well, there you have it. We got ride height adjusted, dent popped out in the front and on the door. I did get the alignment done as well, or checked it out. It's all back to square where we need it. I don't actually have zip ties right now, so I'm gonna have to grab those in the next couple of days and get this bumper attached in the back on both sides. But for now, that's gonna do it. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe.